Hey, look, I think we found a cheater. Yeah, we found a cheater. He's got 20 kills, 4 people spectating. So he might as well just watch. And he's using an iron sight, car 98. I knew as soon as he killed me, I was like, something's not right. We'll watch him because there's only 20 players left. But, I mean, he's already going toward this guy, and he's pre-aiming him through the wall, and he headshots him, like... Oh, you died, you're bad. You just know, like, he's not cheating, he's better than you. It's like, no. I just know. You don't headshot people out of the Bertha and then do that constantly. There's, like, natural movement, natural aim, and nothing about that was natural when I got shot out of the Bertha. It doesn't matter if you have a scope or you don't have a scope or anything. When you're aimbotting, the game aims for you. It's a program. You download a program, you install it, and it legitimately tells you where people are, and it calculates where it needs to shoot, and it minimizes, like, 0 recoil. So you just, look, he no-scoped that guy. Well, not really no-scoped him, but he aimed down sights and killed him from across the map with a double headshot. And people act like, oh, it's impressive because it's an iron sight. It's like, guys, it aims for him. That's the entire point. But when I got in the kill cam and I saw the kill cam and he pre-aimed me, yeah, I knew. And you can tell he's tracking. He will miss a couple long-range shots. The difference is that the velocity of the bullet, Warzone shoots a projectile. It's not hit scan. Hit scan is basically when you line up with the player, the server registers that the shot was like in, and it's like a laser. So it's like no travel delay as long as you're on the body where the hitbox is. It just instantly connects, and it's like, yeah, you got to hit. Warzone is different. Warzone is not hit scan. Warzone has a projectile. So the bullet actually has to travel out of your gun from your location to the player and actually hit him. The problem with that is bullets go like this, and they arch. And when they arch, you have a problem where even if it's a guy using an aimbot, they can't always calculate that distance from, like, if you're running left to right, which is a hard shot to hit anyway, because you have to figure out, all right, I need to aim this high above him, and I need to aim this far in front of him, and then he's going to walk into it, usually is what happens. Some aimbots are better than others. It depends on who programmed them. That's from what I've been told. I honestly don't know. I've never cheated in Call of Duty. The only games I've cheated in were like Grand Theft Auto, you know, like using little cheat codes like on the controller and, you know, single player games. But playing over the years, for the past 10 years, you kind of learn about what's available, what's not available, and you see it. But when it comes to long range shots, just because they're cheating doesn't necessarily mean they'll hit every single shot. They have a high chance to, but that range and that projectile distance, because the bullet velocity is slower, that's why you see people miss. You know, they'll use like an SMG or something, and the bullets just trail off, and they never really hit the player. That's why a lot of the time when you spectate people who cheat, and they do it all the time, they use a couple different weapons. They use like the Kar 98, they use like an FH, like a FOUL, which is like a 2-tap headshot weapon, so they get the 2 headshot, like, kill capacity. It's very quick. DMR was one for a while, but usually they try to go with like really high velocity sniper rifles that have a decent fire rate. The Kar 98 right now is that gun. The other one, I've seen people try to use like an HDR. It's slower, but the bullet velocity speed is insane, so they can headshot people from, you know, 1,000 meters, no problem. It's crazy, but yeah, they do it obviously because they're aimbotting. We're saying it's sus running iron, so of course it is. As soon as I saw him pre-aim me, I knew it was wrong. Like, I saw him pre-aim the bridge, and he's aiming through the bridge where my head was, and he walked out, and it's like that to me, and it was a lock-on. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm looking. It's like, no, I aimed on and then peeked and then just waited and then shot you, and every single bullet and how quickly I died. You don't do that normally in a car. On a rare occasion, do you have that level of accuracy and you down a player very quickly? It's just, it's not something that you see very often in Warzone unless, you know, the player is cheating. I beam people out of cars all the time, but Berthas, you have to be so precise with every shot. It's hard to beam people out of them with an AK, again, any AR, any like rifle. Snipers are kind of questionable. You know, I get headshots through the front window from time to time, and rarely do I ever get a kill from the side. That pillar that covers your head when you get in the car, where the door closes, that blocks almost all your shots, like about 98% of them. They have to be perfectly like horizontal with you, and then you can shoot through the side window. But if they're too far at an angle, they hit the back, and it doesn't count. Like, it doesn't go in. The other option is you have this little narrow slit where the back window sits, and it doesn't cover your head all the way. It sits about like here. You can see the top part of the head from the back, and you can shoot them through the back window. But in order to do that, you basically need to be parallel behind the car. He's gonna die. Oop. Not yet. Nah, he's gonna get him yet. This is like the second one I've seen that's been pretty blatant about it and like super aggressive with it. I think maybe, I don't know if it's a duo thing, but usually when I spectate people, I play a lot of solos, and players try to hide it. They don't really run around, and they don't just spam like this where they headshot everybody from, 400 meters and just snap, 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 snap. A lot of the time they'll get 10, 15 kills, and it's pretty obvious that they're doing it, but they try to like pretend, they'll pull out their heartbeat sensor, like, I'm not doing anything weird. I just happen to know that this guy's here. Like, no big deal. And it's kind of comedy. It's like, dude, if you're going to cheat, just fucking cheat. Like, you don't need to hide it. Like, we all know. And this dude just doesn't care. Which I think, in all seriousness, from like a spectator perspective, I hate people who cheat. But it's kind of funny to watch in a way. Like, because you can just watch them run through and just snap and do crazy shit. And you're like, all right, like, this is ridiculous and it's breaking the game. I wonder if his teammate, I'm going to spectate. He's got 4 people, so his teammate's not cheating at all. And he's also level 39. So usually when you get killed by a player and you're kind of sus, check the level. You should probably know like how he shot you already if you have a general idea if he's cheating or not. But if you see his level and he's like level 20 and he beamed the shit out of you and he's got like 42 kills, it's like, wait a minute. Dude's just having the best game of his life. They can get not system ban, but they do hardware ID bans. They just don't advertise it. People have reported having their system banned. So even if they do make new accounts, occasionally they get hit with something that's a little harder. But there are ways that people can go around it. And a lot of the cheat providers, from my understanding, provide services that help you go around those type of bans. Like they'll put in like hardware ID spoofers so you can just keep cheating and it doesn't matter. But it's kind of ridiculous at where it is. But you wonder why people cheat. Well, there's a demand for it. It's a billion-dollar industry. You have people that program these, they develop them, and, they pay developers hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to make them, and it's a team. It's not just like some dude in his mom's basement. It's like you clock in like a 9 to 5, you go to work, and you work on a Call of Duty cheat, literally. The hard part for Activision or other companies, a lot of the time they're developed in other countries. So legally, they're kind of handicapped, and they can't really do anything about it. So he's going to get this win, probably. I'd love to see him lose. I think the teammate, he knows. He's pre-aiming. I just feel like it wouldn't be fun to do this. Like, you're going to win and you're going to hit every shot. But I think a lot of people play because they want to... Yeah, he's like pre-aiming him. Because they want to grief other players. And they just want to troll. They want to ruin your game, I think is mostly why they do it. And other people are generally bad. They don't want to take the time to learn how to play. So they cheat in order to win. Even though they're cheating, it still counts to them. They just had a good time, I guess. And he's just trolling this dude now. He's got 32 kills. You gonna try to like full kill him like with a... I like how he's aimbotting and he's still like got his armor broken. Oh man, the chat is gonna go wild at the end of this one. This is probably one of the more blatant ones I've seen in a long time. Normally I don't see a lot of people do this, like very blatant, but if you play enough, you bump into it every couple days. So I ended up with 33. I knew something was wrong when I got shot out of the car, and I was like, that's just too fast, incredibly too fast. But the chat is gonna be probably really loud, because he had quite a few spectators at the end here. Normally I just mute it because it's just they're gonna cuss, and like usually I hope they avoid like racial slurs and other bullshit. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Fucking stop. hacking. Actually get good at the game.
You hacking, fuck you.
Piece of shit. Oh my god.
He's actually talking shit in the lobby too.
You remind me just like putos. Sound just like little boys. Just like a little bit.
Chinguen a su madre, chinguen a su chinguen a su madre,
Shut the
putos
fuck up,
caca.
bro.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna mute him real quick. But like basically people wonder why people cheat. Part of it is they get reactions like that and they get happy that they made other people mad.